The 5-to-1 stock split of Tesla almost brought the stock up 20%, guys. I'm just imagining if I would do a 5-to-1 split, would my subscriber count also go up 20%? Well, happy Sunday and welcome to Tesla Sundays. I hope you have a wonderful day here on this Sunday, and I'm vlogging here from good, hot old Germany, guys. And those are the topics for today's Tesla Sundays. We will talk about the stock performance over the last 7 days. We will talk about the stock chart, if we see new channels or new trends going on with the Tesla stock. Then we will talk about, obviously, about the split, the 5-to-1 surprise by Tesla, and the stock just skyrocketed. Can it continue like this, or do we see a sell-off? We will discuss exactly that. Then we will talk about the battery day, and not only the battery day as what can be presented, because this I think is totally covered by other YouTubers like Gali from Hyperchange, right? So I want you to have an understanding what could happen with the stock after the battery day. This will be proved by other events, so very, very interesting. And last but not least, we will talk about the big, secretive Renaissance fund and how they greatly swing traded the Tesla position. Alright guys, let's look together into the TSLA, also known as Tesla stock performance over the last week, and as you can see, we heavily gained. Since our last Tesla Sundays episode, we could gain heavily because the stock went from about $1,446 to about $16,051. Now, if someone is asking, that's almost 20%, and this is primarily to the breaking news that Tesla announced a stock split, okay? And this stock split obviously gives some people the understanding that the stock is getting cheaper and more people will have the demand to buy the stock in the short-term perspective. On the long-term perspective, obviously this will also show maybe some more demand for the stock, but definitely short term it's always a good sign when the stock is splitted, because then usually the stock goes up afterwards, and therefore so many people now buying Tesla because they think they can, gain a little bit more even. So this is quite interesting and obviously very good for Tesla shareholders. I'm super happy for you guys if you are on board. Overall performance over the last months is about from 1,483 to 1,651, because we were at this levels back in 20th of July, and then we had a downturn of about 15%, and then we gained everything back. So it seems like also Tesla want to keep up the good run here. Let's see how far we can come. We are now at the PE ratio of 854. This is obviously because of the crisis and that Tesla cannot make so much profit. And on the other side, you see also a market cap of 307. This is already pretty big, considering that the EV market is obviously still in baby shoes, and the other products are still in baby shoes too. So I'm super convinced that this is just the beginning for Tesla. But from now on, I think the big jump through the last couple of months, if you're seeing the 300 jump from March levels, or the general jump since a year, right? I see that the Tesla stock now has a lot to prove and will maybe side trade for a couple of months or even years. Let's see. I'm very convinced that overall this is one of the best investments that you can do. So make sure to check out Tesla if you haven't so far. You can see here, this is the Tesla chart that we are using since weeks, and as you can see, the two channels borders that we put in here quite stand significantly And then we predicted, or we said, the Tesla stock can now go further up into this channel. And that, tell me if I'm wrong, but it definitely did. Not like the worst case that I draw here, but it definitely broke out the resistance line at around $1,500, and therefore it's trading up now. And I think it can stay in this levels until we see, a downturn or whatsoever. We definitely have here now room to go higher. I think here approximately at those levels 1,700, it would be fantastic to break out even there. So we would go out of this channel here, but otherwise we can nicely grow here until, as you can see, mid of September. Worst case, we would be at somewhere $1,941, okay? While this would be fantastic, you have to always remember this stock is already heavily valued. So it's always the independent on the overall market, obviously, as well, how it further evaluate Tesla, and if we not see, a little bit of a correction, because the overall gain in the Tesla stock is absolutely insane. I mean, look at this chart, okay? Usually this kind of charts are non-sustainable. As you can see here, it started back in the beginning of the year in February, where the stock really gained so much. Then we lost a bit, then came the crisis, so obviously this was very bad. But then, we gained so much in such a short time that, a pullback, maybe then back to those levels here, 1,500 or 1,200 would be possible if the market is also going into a correction or into a small downturn. This is healthy, guys. This is something that, I would love to see also, a healthy stock that not going absolutely parabolic forever is always a healthy stock movement, and it's giving you a smaller heart attack, okay? Giving you a small heart attack than a company that just keep on growing and you don't know until when this can be sustainable. Other than that, there's not really much to say. The 50 moving average is obviously going higher. Here the stock back in March, it not even touched the 50 moving average. So I think that the overall stock picture is quite easy to predict in the next couple of weeks, but you never know, right? I mean, I always say don't trust technical analysis only, but look into some deeper levels of the company in terms of what's news, what's coming up with the company, how they can ensure growth with the products they can bring out, what's the next product, and so on. So with this said, Tesla has one of the best products and portfolios out there, and I'm strongly a hard believer of the success of Tesla story on the long run, and therefore I'm super happy to see this development. We saw it since the summer of 2019. I congratulate those viewers that I already so along on board with me. We enjoyed a heavy ride, and let's dive into the next topic. I think the recently best example was by my colleague Chicken Genius Singapore, who cut a banana into 5 pieces and showed us that the banana is still the same banana. It just cut in 5 smaller pieces. And this is actually what is happening with the Tesla stock. Obviously, the stock value itself stays the same. Let's say the stock will be split at 1,500. This means that we will see $300 mark at Tesla again. And the funny part is, if then the stock just gain about 40%, we are again at the big number for Tesla. That is still a lot of announcements and talk about this number, the $420 mark, because this was the number where Elon Musk actually tweeted and had so many problems with the SEC that he considering bringing Tesla private. And think about it, if the Saudis would have done this deal and Tesla would just continue as a private company, just imagine how much the Saudis are now, maybe not that much happy about the development. But the beauty about the stock market is that there's everyday new chances, guys, and the new Tesla split will definitely be a new chance for many out there who thought, the Tesla stock is too expensive, I want to buy more, and therefore I believe that this is something that is good for the stock, it's good for the company, it will be good for the performance for the next couple of weeks and months and years to come. And I'm very curious if this will continue with the stock split and we will attract more and more people to this company. When you think about the Tesla Battery Day that will happen on the 22nd of September of this year, it will be an amazing event for us technology freaks as well as shareholders or just Tesla fans. This will be a big day, and we are just about 1.5 months away. And many of you are asking me, not only in my Discord chat, if you may be a member or want to join there, make sure to smash the join button below all my videos so you can have, just supporting the channel until access to the Discord chat where we're discussing all the time, 24 hours even between the videos, or you want to have one-on-one with me, this is your way. So if we are looking into those questions, the most asked question is, should I buy some options? Should I buy some stock before Battery Day? Should I, invest and hope that the stock will skyrocket after the Battery Day? Well, the quick answer is no. Don't even consider to buy stocks or anything just before an event, because most of the time it's not what you expected. Not from the event. The event can be outstanding, right? But there's so many factors how the stock performance was so far, and we saw that Tesla was very good traded so far in the last couple of weeks. Then it's also dependent how the people understand the event. Not all people understand the event, and I will prove it to you in a second. And third but not least, there's also the saying, buy the rumors and sell the news. So there could be a lot of profit taking after the Battery Day, and then you don't want to be catched up just before buying the Battery Day and then losing next day maybe 10%, right? We never know. And therefore I believe that the best time to buy a stock, if you're convinced about the long-term future, is absolutely now. Don't think about the quarter earnings, don't think about any events, just buy the stock as soon as you have the money to buy it, because you never can time the market, and options are very dangerous if they going the other way around. So just buy the stock. This is my opinion. But let's dive into the history. So let's look into the old events by Tesla. I mean, the last one was November 2019, where we had the Cybertruck reveal. What an event, right? The truck of the future. Everyone was surprised by the design. If you look backwards, the design is an absolutely mind-blowing, really great advantage over anything that was out there prior to the pickup market. And then you have to also consider that this will have a huge market in the US. And what happened with the stock? The stock lost 6% the next day, okay? Now let's have another example. The other event, a big event where Tesla really showed some really outstanding thing was the Autonomous Day, right? I mean, look at it. They introduced an own chip that they directly put into cars very soon after. And secondly, they showed us what is the future of full self-driving in form of the robotaxi, right? I mean, this is Uber and other companies just by Tesla, the manufacturer, and you can also use the current fleet to put in new vehicles into the fleet. What an amazing concept, okay? What happened to the stock? -4%. So as you can see, the people maybe don't understand it, or it's overhyped, or they take profit. So there could be thousands of different reasons why you should not base your investment just before an event or an earnings call or whatsoever, okay? So I hope this will help you to make your own decision when to buy Tesla stock. The Renaissance Fund is one of the most mysterious funds out there. I mean, they have an algorithm that decide which stocks to buy and which quantity and when to sell and when to buy. They mostly trading the stocks, and as we know now, as of their recent fillings, that we know that the Renaissance Fund, before the big jump, they bought heavily Tesla shares. They owned up to 4 million Tesla shares and sold them all in the first quarter. So So I assume they just sold them before the big crash, and now they are owning almost the double amount of Tesla shares. And if you imagine that they just doubled their Tesla stocks at the perfect timings, most probably, this is absolutely insane. And this should show you how algorithms, especially the Renaissance Fund, is approximately giving back to you 30% per year. Actually, you can invest into the fund, but there's different kind of funds for different kind of people, because at some point the Renaissance Fund was so happy to not get access to new investors, because if they had more and more money, they have just a limited time and money in the resources, otherwise they will impact the market in their bad way. Can you imagine that your fund and your trading could impact the market so much that you have to say, we don't accept any more investors? Well, this is, the beauty about algorithms. And Jim Simons with his team worked on this many decades, so he is now a billionaire. Many investors that invested in the Renaissance Fund also went into billionaires. So it's a happy end for everybody. But as you can see, the Renaissance Fund, as of now, as of the last filling, we know that they are trusting into Tesla shares.